Top 10 Tom Hanks Performances. Hello, lovely YouTube family. Welcome back to Famous Factor. Before we start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Tom Hanks has featured in the absolute most noteworthy movies of the past 30 years. Yet, regardless of all his prosperity, the California locale has remained consistent with his foundations and remains one of the most delightful and biggest names in Hollywood. The famous entertainer has played everything from a boss of a death row cell square to voicing the most loved toy of Andy Davis. Hanks has shown he can do everything. Furthermore, throughout doing as such throughout the time frame, he has amassed a fortune as well as a mammoth fan following that too across the entire world. Today we bring you the 10 of his most amazing performances. Starting off at number 10, Captain Phillips 2013. He demonstrated his superior acting ability in 2013 with his champion performance in Paul Greengrass's biographical Commander Phillips, where he played the titular Captain Richard Phillips. The film is propelled by the 2009 Maersk Alabama hijack, where trader sailor Captain Phillips was kidnapped by privateers in the Indian Ocean, driven by Abduwali Muse, who is played by Barkhad Abdi. It is an amazing presentation from Hanks, who is no stranger to emotional roles, and he is awesome in the film's dazzling and unbelievably tense end. And it filled in as a splendid update concerning why he is one of his age's best entertainers. Number 9, Road to Perdition 2002. In Sam Mendes' Road to Perdition, where Hanks assumes the part of Michael Sullivan, set in the Depression time, he is a mob hitman who is a cold-blooded murderer, yet also a family man. His child observes a botched mob meeting, and both of them go on the run after the remainder of their family is killed. Hanks had the option to carry his exemplary amiability to the job as a mindful dad. However, he is also a solidified lawbreaker, and this hazy situation is amazingly accomplished by Hanks. Notwithstanding a couple of extraordinary exhibitions and intriguing topics, the film additionally has dazzling cinematography, which establishes the vibe for the film splendidly. Number 8, Toy Story. In spite of the fact that he just gives the voice, Woody from the Toy Story series is Tom Hanks. He is the exemplary American hero that is amazingly amiable, and it is difficult to envision any other person playing this loved and energized character. For some individuals, Toy Story is the best animated film series ever made, and at the core of this is the exemplary cowboy Woody. And what's better than to be voiced by America's most favorite actor? Number 7, The Green Mile, 1999. Tom Hanks plays an incredible and moving role as Paul Edgecombe. He is vital to the story Green Mile. He is critical to the story as it gets through his memoirs of when he was a jail official of death row convicts. It is here that he meets John Coffey, a gigantic African-American man sentenced for assaulting and killing 2 young ladies in spite of being unbelievably timid, delicately spoken, and enthusiastic. Paul and the other officials all have their reality flipped around by John. In the wake of finding his honesty, Paul offers to release him, yet John declines and expresses that he is worn out on living in a world with such a lot of agony. John's execution is an extraordinarily moving scene, and Hanks is the ideal individual to highlight this. Number 6, Apollo 13, 1995. It sensationalizes the aborted 1970 Apollo 13 lunar mission, seeing Hanks star as real-life astronaut Commander Jim Lovell. It is an inconceivably sensational and enthusiastic film where the objective of the mission changes from stalling on the outer layer of the moon to mere survival after they lose power. Hanks dominates in the role where he plays an extreme and valiant pioneer who is also a delicate family man and an overall decent American. There are many space films out there, yet none of as much as holding, tense and emotional as this exemplary, which is fueled by the convincing exhibition by Hanks. 5. Big, 1988. The film which took Hanks' profession to a higher level and earned him an Academy Award nomination. Big remains one of the most extraordinary satire films and is the ideal illustration of Hanks playing an innately amiable person. Directed by Penny Marshall and delivered in 1988, Hanks assumes the part of Josh Baskin, a kid who makes a wish to be big. Number 4, Forrest Gump, 1994. Must be his most memorable roles ever. This is Tom Hanks at his absolute best. For his job as the titular role in Robert Zemeckis' 1994 transformation of Winston Groom novel, Hanks won his second consecutive Oscar for Best Actor, which guaranteed him as one of the record-breaking greats of the industry. Number 3, Philadelphia, 1993. An incredibly amazing, significant, and passionate film, Jonathan Dame's 1993 Philadelphia was one of the principal Hollywood motion pictures to recognize HIV helps, homosexuality, and homophobia. These subjects are typical now, yet they were not at that point, and this made it a strong move for one of Hollywood's stars to play a gay man diagnosed with AIDS. His character, Andrew Beckett, works at a law office, however, is terminated for what he asserts is discrimination, seeing him hire Joe Miller, played by Denzel Washington, to address him in an agonizing fight in court. As this continues, his well-being disintegrates, which is totally crushing to watch. Hanks won his first Oscar for his surprising portrayal, which did tremendous work for supporting AIDS awareness. Number 2, Castaway 2000. In the event that you don't like Tom Hanks, this isn't the most ideal film for you. Basically a one-man show, Hanks has put in a career-defining performance in Robert Zemeckis' Castaway. For the job, Hanks put on 50 pounds and later needed to drop his weight and develop his hair and facial hair. The film follows Earl Noland, a FedEx representative who endures a plane accident and becomes abandoned on an island. Most of the film sees this character attempting to just stay alive normal, and just an entertainer of Hanks' caliber could have made this a completely convincing watch. Number 1, Saving Private Ryan, 1998. A mind-boggling film known for its illustrations and sensible depiction of war. It is also a film which exhibits Hanks' splendid acting ability. Once again, as an everyman type, he is pushed into the astonishing circumstance of war, and this makes for a horrendously practical depiction of fight, and it truly causes you to realize exactly how awful it is. Hanks assumes the role of a U.S. Armed Force officer, Skipper John H. Miller, who leads a squad through the war zone to find and get back Private James Ryan, played by Matt Damon. As his 3 siblings had been killed in real life, Mill operator and his crew experience many frightening occurrences en route, yet it is down to him to continue to push through and keep his crew alive regardless of not being an experienced officer. The film got 5 Oscars but was designated for 11, including Best Actor for Hanks. And that's all for today, folks. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing videos from us.